Hello, Ruth Fisher Colts, families and students. Matt Dobashir, principal of Ruth Fisher Middle School. So welcome back to the school year. This is kind of that first video recording again that'll be done weekly. So just run through some quick announcements and some important things coming up. So for this one, it's mostly announcements and reminders. So one of the first reminders I want to go over is obviously we have a new SMUSD app that you can use on your phone for communication. And Rooms is part of that app, so obviously parents, you want to make sure you get that downloaded because we'll be pushing a lot of notifications out using that app. So it's always important to get that downloaded and have that. The other couple things that have gone home, there's some forms that went home. Please make sure those get signed and returned. And one of those forms in there that doesn't have to be returned is your student's PowerSchool login information. So you can use that to follow your students' attendance and grades and assignments. So it's a great tool for middle schoolers who are switching classes a bunch of times during the school day and have different classes. So it's a way you can easily stay up to date on their grades and how they're doing in those classes. You can also email teachers directly through PowerSchool. There's a link to the teacher's email address and things like that on that. So that's a great other tool to help keep track of how your students doing here at Ruth Fisher Middle School. The other kind of part of it, obviously, reminding of dress code. Just make sure your students are following dress code. It's in the student handbook again, so if you need to review that. Your students know it. They've gone through it in classes, so students, you know the dress code. Your teachers have gone through it multiple times. So just make sure you're following the dress code this year. The biggest thing we've seen here at Ruth Fisher Middle School, first couple days of school, is just they're wearing a sweatshirt, but underneath the shirt they're wearing underneath that sweatshirt may not be necessarily school appropriate, and then it's 115 degrees outside. It gets hot. They walk from class to class. So just remind your student too that if they're going to be wearing a sweatshirt, cool, great. Just make sure whatever underneath is school appropriate in case it gets hot because it's Arizona. So they're still school appropriate underneath that sweatshirt. A couple reminders. Colds Day is a big reinforcement we have for every single student. A couple things that is based on is grades, attendance, and behavior. So one of the big pushes this year is attendance for students. We have to have good regular attendance, learning serious business. You got to be here to learn. So to be able to qualify for Colts Day, you can only miss no more than 3 days during a month. So got to be here. You got to be here getting that work in. There's an extremely high correlation between good regular school attendance and academic performance. So make sure you're putting that as a priority to your family, yourself, to get to school every single day and do your best while you're here. The other big thing is forms went out. We still have some people that haven't turned in the beginning of the school year forms, which were done electronically. So make sure you get those forms turned in. And also we sent some paper forms out on Friday. Some of those need to be signed and returned. Other ones like that PowerSchool login information, that one's yours to keep, but the demographic form and then the packet of 3 forms, please get those turned back in to your 7th period teacher as soon as possible. So yes, a lot talking this time, just kind of some reminders, but we look for a great school year. We have a great first 6 days of school so far, and we're looking to have a great school year and continue to have a positive school culture this entire school year. So students, that's up to you too. So make sure you're following the rules, following the expectations, and we'll see everybody around campus.